Government legislators with dual citizenship resign. And in sport, the Dominican Republic is the Caribbean table tennis champion. I'm Ricardo Roberts. This is Caribbean in 10 for Tuesday, April 2nd, 2019. I'll be back with the details after the break. Four government legislators in Guyana will not be returning to Parliament when it reconvenes later this month. The four, who are all ministers, including Vice President and Minister of Foreign Affairs Carl Greenidge, who has British citizenship, resigned yesterday because they have dual citizenship. The other three who have quit are Minister of State Joseph Harmon, who holds United States citizenship, and Minister of Business Dominic Gaskin, and Minister of Public Service Dr. Rupert Roopnarine, who have British citizenship. A statement from the government said President David Granger had accepted the resignations. The departure follows rulings by the High Court and the Court of Appeal earlier this year that legislators who hold dual citizenship are not qualified to be members of Parliament in keeping with the country's constitution. The rulings were the result of the coalition government's challenge to the no-confidence motion passed in the National Assembly last December. The High Court ruled in the motion that the motion was valid, but in a split decision last week, the Court of Appeal invalidated the motion. The matter is now before the Caribbean Court of Justice. Opposition leader Bharat Jagdeo has already said that dual citizenship MPs on his side will not resign, since his People's Progressive Party is boycotting sit-ins of the National Assembly until the CCJ ruling is handed down. Staying in Guyana, the government has signed a bilateral debt settlement agreement with Kuwait to cancel $50.7 million of a more than $27 million debt owed to the Arab country. A statement said the debt cancellation will reduce Guyana's external debt and allow the country to expand its development agenda, since funds saved under the agreement would be allocated to social projects. The government said the remaining $26.8 million debt will be settled through a combination of cash payments to be made over 9 years and a debt swap arrangements that will be worked out in due course. The debt to Kuwait originated from a loan in 1975 for balance of payments support to the Bank of Guyana. It accumulated massive arrears over the past 4 decades at high market interest rates, and as of December 31, 2017, it had grown to $77.5 million, including $67.6 million in interest arrears. Over in Belize, Chief Justice Kenneth Benjamin will tomorrow hand down his ruling in a challenge to the upcoming referendum on whether the country should go to the International Court of Justice, the ICJ, to settle its border dispute with neighboring Guatemala. 6 members of the main opposition People's United Party are asking the court for an interim injunction to prevent government from holding the vote on April 10th. Specifically, they have asked the court to determine the legality of the special agreement signed in 2008 that ended negotiations between the two countries and opened the way to take the territorial dispute to the ICJ. They have argued that Minister of Foreign Affairs Wilfred Erlington did not have the power to bind Belize to the special agreement without legislative approval, and the treaty was therefore unconstitutional. But the government contends the agreement was ratified and made legal by the Senate in November 2016. The Cayman Islands government is yet to say whether it will appeal last Friday's court ruling that made same-sex marriage legal. But Governor Martin Roper has expressed support for the historic ruling, saying it provides equal rights for everyone. The governor released a brief statement yesterday in the wake of Chief Justice Anthony Smailey's decision to amend the marriage law to allow same-sex couple equal access to marriage. He said, quote, "I recognize there are strongly held and differing views across the islands on the legal ruling on same-sex marriage. Yet it is important that all our citizens can play an equal and active part in society free from discrimination as set out in our Constitution. This judgment provides equal rights for everyone, a point which I and former governors have previously emphasized." End quote. Governor Roper also expressed support for the island's legal system and urged Cayman Islands residents to keep the debate amicable and show tolerance and respect for those with differing views. And stay with us. Your Midday Sport is next.
Places. I love unique vibes. I also love fishing. And the location of this river, well, it's a short hop, skip, and a stroll from the Red Line Inn. You know, really, it's all about convenience.
Be careful walking, Patrick. It's tricky. It's tricky to walk in the river. What is it? Tricky. Tricky, 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 tricky.
Run DMC was an American hip-hop group from Hollis, Queens, New York. Run DMC is one of the best-known hip-hop 80s groups along with LL Cool J.
Kali, what you doing driving a yellow cab?
Somebody want to plant the corn. Everybody want to rain the barn. So I'm a king in my castle. King in my castle. My high and my low. You're my boss and my soul. You're my everything. Everybody forget to read it.
The Dominican Republic has been crowned winner of the Caribbean Table Tennis Championships, which saw host Guyana finishing second overall. Akeem Green of Newsroom Guyana has the details.
The Dominican Republic lived up to the expectations and amassed the most points, 1,530 points, followed by Guyana, 750, Barbados, 640, Cuba, 600 points, Puerto Rico, 310 points, and Jamaica, 250 points, rounded off the top six. The Guyanese contingent secured 10 medals in all events, except the female under-21 singles. No goal came in their favor. However, they copped silver compliments of the women in the team event, the pair of Jodian Blake and Trenton Slow in the women's doubles, and Shamar Britton in the under-21. Britton was the defending Caribbean under-21 champion. Bronze medals were virtue of Britton and Lowe in the singles, the men in the team event, Nigel Bryan and Joel Allen in the doubles, Lowe and Christopher Franklin in the mixed doubles, and Colin France and Diane Chance in the 45 and over singles. Attention on the final day was pierced on the men's and female singles. The little surprise, the defending champion Emil Santos of the Dominican Republic eased to the title by crushing Puerto Rico's Hector Berrios in 4 straight sets. Berrios had earlier brought the demise of Britain in the semi-final. He won 11-8, 6-11, and 11-7, and 12-10. No other Guyanese reached the quarterfinal stage. Over in the women's, Cuba's Daniela Francesco completed the double. After winning the under-21 title on Friday, she overcame the Republic's Esmolin Castro in a highly competitive final that went the full 7 sets. The Cuban, who may lack the eye-catching play, makes up by sticking to the basics and won the grueling contest.
That's Caribbean in 10. Join us again at 6:30 for Caribbean Newsline. Good afternoon.